Hello members, welcome to today's class. Today we'll be looking at financial derivatives. So we need to know what are the financial derivatives. Now financial derivatives or derivatives, this is one of the major topic under section 5, that's advanced financial management. And financial derivative, it must be tested. If you just try to review the CASNEB questions, it usually tested mostly in question number 5, either question 4 or question number 5. So in this case, I'll be showing you or illustrating to you what are financial derivatives, what are some classes, what are the financial instruments used there, and how do you value financial options. So in this case, derivatives divided is classified into we have the options. Number 2, we also have the swaps. Also, we have the forward contract and the future contract. So majorly, you need mostly to focus more on options, because option is one of the complicated area where most of the students fail, because number 1, they have to know how to have understanding of how to value the options, both using the two methods. We have two major methods I'll be illustrating on how to value securities. So one of the methods we'll be using under options. So I have said that mostly I'll start with option, because option is one of the most sensitive areas, because most of the students fail because they don't know how to value. They don't know how to apply the formulas, because it has some formulas and it's a series of formulas, not just a formula. So in this case, I'll be starting with options. And for options, we have two methods you can use to value. One of the method is bracket score, and number 2, we have a binomial method. So let's start with the bracket score. What's bracket score? Black and score. This is one of the major methods used in when valuing derivatives or the options. And the bracket score, we have some of the series of the formulas how to get. So in this case, how do we get the value of the call? To get the value of the call, in this case, you take P, where P, that means that's the market price per share of the spot rate. ND1, we'll come to see what's ND1, but N, that means the normal distribution. So I did the student, before this class, make sure you're in a possession of a normal distribution table, because that's why you'll be getting our normal distribution. Then you deduct E. In this case, E means the exercise price. The exercise price. Then you divide by the exponential raised to power RT, where R means the risk-free rate, and T will mean the time remaining to maturity. And then you multiply by ND2. So that's the formula we'll be using to get the value of the call option, where you get the P, ND1 minus, you take the exercise price, you divide by the exponential raised to power risk-free rate, you multiply by T. In this case, our T means the time remaining to maturity, and ND2. I've said that N, that means the normal distribution. I'll show you how to use those table and how to get that. Then we have D2. How do we get D1? We have said that bracket score, you have series of formulas. How do we get this ND1? At the ND1, you take the natural log, market price per share, you divide by the exercise price, then you add the risk-free rate, then you add a half or 0.5, volatility or the standard deviation squared, and then you multiply by the T. You have said that this is time remaining to maturity. And then you divide by standard deviation square root of T. Then we have said that you have to know what's T. You have to differentiate. It's not just time remaining to maturity. It should be time remaining to maturity in years. So for example, you are told that you have to exercise this option after 3 months. So in this case, our T should be, it's 3 months, you divide by 12. We have said that T should be the time remaining to maturity in years. Then how do we get D2? How do we get the D2? In this case, our D2, you'll be taking D1. So that means if you go wrong when getting the D1, that means also your D2 will be wrong, and then the value of the call option will be wrong. So in this case, you take D1, then you minus the denominator of the D1. That you take the standard deviation square root of T. And you have said that this standard deviation, it's also known as volatility. Also known as volatility. So then that's all about bracket score. You need to know how to get the value of the call, PD1, also how to get the D1, how to get the D2, and also how to value the call option and the put option. Now for this and more, Mondays will be covering this content into details. So kindly make sure that before our class, so kindly make sure you have the normal distribution table. After you have that, kindly be in a possession of the past paper. CASNEP past paper. All my illustration usually come from the past paper because I'm also a marker at CASNEP as an examiner, so I know what the CASNEP usually do test. So in that our class will be dealing with, if you just do like 4 or 5 questions, and then I give you an assignment of 2, so that means before July when you're be doing your exam, you'll be conversant with derivatives.